I am starting the broadcast, and it says we encountered an error.
Nice.
So please try again. But I've done this before and thought that that meant it wasn't broadcasting live, and it really was broadcasting live. So I'm going to keep going. And hi, I see that you've just joined DFSIRICO. Welcome. So we are actually broadcasting live, and here we are. This is our Coding for a Cause PBL. And the computer setup right here today, we're going to have Mr. Waltz helping us see a triple monitor setup for how we can use this, not just for Coding for a Cause, for other things as well. But here we are, group of 5th graders, and this is Waltz, and this is Coding for a Cause. This is Mr. Waltz, and so go ahead, tell us about this setup. What are we going to be able to do with this monitor setup like this?
So with a multiple monitor setup, what's nice is you have one system that's displayed over multiple monitors. And so in this scenario, what you can see is you'll have your primary monitor here with a left and a right monitor that you can use for various purposes. Who's ever used a multiple monitor setup in their life? Okay, a few of you. Probably you've used 2, right? A double monitor?
No.
You've had 3? Okay, awesome. How about you? 2 doubles? Double monitor is pretty common. I've seen them up as high as 6, and then other places as many as 50. All from one system. Okay, now this one is really going to be useful for scripting. Now I know that you guys are into coding, right? Who's the big coders in this room? Who's like, oh my gosh, coding's like my thing, look out, I love it. Okay, cool. So I'm going to have you come up here, and you're going to be the one who demonstrates for us.
So glad Porter came back, since especially he's loving coding, he gets to come up here and be the first one to try out our Coding for a Cause computer.
All right, now
others will get their chances in a moment.
Now, from what Mrs. Waltz has shared, it's not just for coding. You can use this for various things. Say you were building a Google form and you wanted that to go to your friends via a link within Google Slides. You could do that here as well. But let's check it out for coding purposes. So what I want you to do, Porter, is go ahead and open up the Chrome browser. And what it's going to do is just populate right here. Now what you can do once it's ready to go is you can actually see where the red X is? Right next door to that you have another button. Click that one right next door to it. Okay? Then I want you to drag this over there to the left.
Wow.
Okay? And it's just that easy. And he's got this set up over here. Now what could we do? Let's just go ahead and duplicate this now. Come over here and open up. Just right click right here. And then go to where it says New Window. Click that. Now it's got another one right on top of the other. Drag that over here. Okay. Let it go. Repeat that and bring another one over here. So what he's setting up here is going to be very useful for coding. Now here's why it would be useful. So one thing that you do in coding is you've got to have a scripting page. That's where you're putting in the script itself, like typing in the commands or dragging and dropping the pieces that are used for the commands, right? Okay, have we all coded in here? Maybe on code.org or
Code
some
Combat.
other? Okay, what's that?
Code Combat.
Cool, okay. So you'd have your script page over here. This could be your render page, which is where you're seeing what the game or the code actually looks like when it's actually live. And then over here we could use this for a research page. And that's where you're going. Now when I say research, you know, it's not necessarily like, what, I gotta go look for a book? Not necessarily that. You can, and this is a pretty cool thing, do me a favor and right click right here if you would. Just off in the white space there. Now when you right click on this, try it again, make sure it pops up. Let's come up here and go to Ray Peck website. Click right there. Take all that off and then go to your teacher's website or something. Okay, get an actual live page. What you can do, it's called viewing the source file of a website. Well, if you're into scripting web pages, for example, or even on games and stuff, you can right click and actually find the source file and get the code that that programmer has typed or generated in order to make that work. Now, let's go to, oh, you're going to Mrs. Waltz's site? Okay. So he's go onto the web page. There you go. Not that one. Let's go to, is it Mrs. L. Waltz?
Yes.
To mrslwaltz.weebly.com.
Wait a minute, Miss Waltz.
Okay, now you're driving. Go ahead and right click over here. Now look where it says View Page Source. Click that. This is the actual code behind the scenes on a website that makes the website work the way it works. Okay. Now, what's nice about Weebly is it does all this for you, but some people still, and way back in the day, you would have to type all this, and that's how you would give commands to the computer. So what you could do is learn how to read this code and find, this is called HTML scripting. Okay, so you can actually go find the HTML script that's associated with a particular part of a website you really like, and go, hey, I want to grab that and find out what they did. Oh my goodness, they used cascading style sheets, and so you learn about all that stuff. This could be what I'm talking about here, your research page. So again, let's review. What could you do? Over here, you could have your script page where you're typing your actual code.
Render.
Right here's your render page where you're seeing what it looks like live. And over here, you're doing your research. That way you don't have to sit there and minimize this tile and bring it back up, and then, oh my goodness, where am I? And you get all lost, right? This makes it where you're nice and organized, and you keep each screen focused on a particular task.
Let's imagine the third screen as well. While he was talking about the third screen and you see the source and you're researching, another thing you could do would be, let's say that you're at Khan Academy and you're watching a video on how to script. So maybe one would have the video that you're watching, another one would have what you're actually coding, and then the render page. And it's personally your choice, because he set it up where it would be what he's coding, how it renders, and here's your research. That's preference. I would set it up where it's like, this is what I'm researching, or this is my video that I'm watching to learn, this is what I'm scripting or coding, and this is how it renders. It's not that one way is right and the other way is wrong, it's just your preference. So the fact that there are 3 monitors sets up lots of possibilities. It's really cool, and you can customize it that way.
Okay, so back over here to our coder. Talk to me, sir, about how this setup would be more beneficial to you than just a single screen setup.
Because on a single screen setup, I'd only be able to code so much, and after so much coding, every time I'd have to go back and look at it and see if it's right. And then if it's not, I'd have to go back, and I'd be going back and forth.
A lot of back and forth, right?
That's definitely going to help.
Yeah, this eliminates all that time that you spend going back and forth between things, because it's all laid out right in front of you. Yeah.
And it lets you code more because, like, you don't have to click to a new tab or, like, type more stuff in. It's already there on the
Right.
screen.
It's set up and ready. It's
good,
right
Libby.
in front of you. Good job.
I'd also like to toss that question over to Andrew, because while he didn't jump up there, I know he's done a lot with coding. Just, we've started this year, but he's jumped in, is doing a lot. So do you have anything else you could add?
Dismiss myself, though,
Okay,
'cause I have
thank
another
you.
meeting.
Thank you. See you
Thank
later.
you guys. We'll see you. Have fun with it, by the way.
So Andrew, what else do you see being beneficial by having 3 monitors?
It's more organized, and if you're coding and you're looking at something else on one screen, it's a small space, and sometimes you have to go back and click full screen and then click minimize again.
Yeah.
And you have the whole screen, so you have more space to do things.
Cool. Yes, Abby.
If you're viewing a page source and you want to type something in, you don't have to go back and look at it, then type a little bit in, then go back. You can just look at it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, good. Okay, well, you guys, this is our first day with it set up with an explanation. I'm excited about it. Are you guys excited about it?
Yeah.
Think we're going to have some good use with it? Yeah. Fabulous, then. I'm going to go ahead and say that was our PBL intro to our coding for a cause computer, our coding computer and a triple monitor, and this is our class out. Bye.
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 Photo